Hey guys, it's Kai, and today we're taking a look at Call of Duty Black Ops for the Xbox 360. As we all know, Call of Duty has always been made up of two key elements, a blockbuster single-player offering and a balanced, entertaining multiplayer, and Black Ops is no different. For most gamers, any discussion about Call of Duty starts and ends with multiplayer, but Black Ops features a surprisingly competent single-player campaign that features the most cohesive COD narrative yet. The story surrounds areas like the Cold War, including key moments in Cuba, Vietnam, and Russia, but the story weaves around the interrogation of protagonist Alex Mason, as he talks about his career in special operations. The setup is a clever one though, but it also feels a little bit too forced, as if Treyarch had a bunch of cool ideas and locations, but needed a story element to bind them all together. The story is by no means terrible, but it feels mightily contrived all the same. At least the fine voice cast and much improved character models do a good job of conveying the necessary emotional impact, even if it doesn't always quite hit home when it should. Having said that, the individual missions, when taken at face value, are actually a lot of fun. You'll find yourself battling through bustling Cuban streets, Viet Cong infesting jungles, and a Russian launch base for instance, with nothing but your own wits to call upon, and maybe a bunch of allies to watch your back. There are a few neat touches along the way as Treyarch tried to shake up the gameplay, and guiding a team to safety from above is certainly a highlight, not to mention piloting a Hind and using TOW missiles to bust up some tanks. The action is thick and fast as you would expect, but although at times, it seems that the combat is more about making it to the next big set piece than anything else. The game unfortunately is fairly short and the levels are surprisingly linear too. If you play on the easiest difficulty Recruit, then you'll probably breeze through the game in a few hours or so, but by cranking up the difficulty to Veteran, you're likely to bring out the worst aspects of the game. Enemies also have a remarkable ability to totally ignore your allies and focus their fire entirely on you, even scoring freak headshots while blind fire from half the map away. When you're often being killed without even knowing the root cause, it's only a matter of time before your controller starts to fear for its life, nor the fact that your AI buddies are so oblivious to them doing so. This made me think about the COD 2 campaign. It's kind of interesting, but it's probably the hardest campaign I've ever played on Veteran. I still can't even finish it to this day, it's just ridiculously hard. Still, it's a solid effort overall, whose tone and spirit adequately captures the culture of paranoia that resulted from the tense 60s era Cold War between the US and Russia, the Cuban Missile Crisis, and the Vietnam War. Like I said before, the cast of characters is great but isn't nearly as likable as Price and Soap, but the superior voice acting and motion capture work make it a lot easier to enjoy the 7 to 8 hour story as it unfolds. Without spoiling anything for you guys should definitely check out the final scene in the game. That should explain a lot. It's obvious that Treyarch set out to make this installment the definitive online Call of Duty experience, and it helps that such a solid framework had been laid out by the previous titles. All of the expected multiplayer modes are here: Team Deathmatch, Domination, Search and Destroy, Headquarters, etc. And for the most part, they'd play exactly as you'd expect, with the new map layouts, weapons, and perks having a strong effect on strategy and game flow. The new wager matches are an interesting twist as well, letting you bet credits against your own performance. Rank in the top 3 and you earn credits. Rank anywhere else and you lose credits. These matches will no doubt be dominated by high-level players the way poker games are usually dominated by card sharks, but even amateur gamblers can have fun thanks to the 3 tiers of betting. As all of you know already, there are 4 different types of wager match modes. One in the chamber, sticks and stones, gun game, and sharpshooter. One in the chamber sees each player have 1 bullet, with every shot being a 1-hit kill. If you manage to cap someone, then you'll get another bullet, or you can use your knife and stockpile ammo. Once every player uses up their 3 lives, then the winner is determined. In sticks and stones, players will use crossbows and tomahawks to get kills, with the rider being that a tomahawk kill resets the dead player's score. Then there's gun game. With each kill, players will be given a new weapon with which to kill an enemy. Said player kills another enemy, and they receive the next weapon. But if they are knifed by an opposing player, then they drop down 1 weapon. Eventually, the player who has got a kill with every weapon available is the winner. And now we have Sharpshooter. Sharpshooter starts each player out with a randomly selected weapon, puts a timer on the screen, and then cycles to the next weapon after the time has run out. With each kill, players will net a different perk and from there, can receive score multipliers. These are all great game modes indeed, but you can also take on bots in combat training, and even drag your party online for some like-minded fun, or have a split-screen buddy along for the ride. The variety here is top-notch, even though some of the ideas may well be borrowed from other games.
Halo Reach!
but overall it offers pretty much something for everyone. Black Ops also marks the return of the zombie co-op modes, which is still as fun as ever, although surprisingly lacking in maps. That will no doubt be rectified when the DLC starts to drop, as you ever gain points from killing off your undead foes, which you can then use to unlock new areas, buy new weapons and perks, and open up shortcuts around the level. The whole thing is best played in a party for maximum effect. Overall, I'm giving Call of Duty Black Ops a 9.5 out of 10. The campaign was incredible, but still had the same flaws that had been in each game of the series. Veterans and regular players still have the advantage over newcomers, but with combat training and zombie mode, there is plenty of fun to be had for even the most inexperienced players. Black Ops isn't perfect, but it's certainly getting there.